So we have finished with stars, and you know stars, once again, as I said, in star fusion takes place. Fusion is a nuclear reaction in which smaller nuclei join to make a heavy nuclei and enormous amount of energy is released. But now let us go to planets. Planets are heavenly bodies which revolve around a star. So at present we are very sure that our sun has got planets. Initially there were 9 planets, but Pluto has now been told as not a planet. So we have got 8 planets. The first four that is we start with Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, then Mars. These are called terrestrial planets. These are small Earth type planet. They have got, you know, a surface. They are not gaseous. They have got little solid crust on the top. So they are called terrestrial planets. So they are also celestial bodies. See, star is a celestial body, plant is a celestial body. That means all the matter form which is moving around the universe are celestial objects, or sometimes astronomical objects they are called. So the first of these, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are the terrestrial planets, and then we have got Jupiter, Saturn, then we have got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Uranus and Neptune. So these are the Jovian planets, very huge planets. They all have got rings, but Saturn has got the ring very prominent, and they are very huge. They are very huge planets, but they are gas giants, we call them. Alright, so we will come one by one to them, but at present I wanted to explain you the elements. So now then we come that around most of the planets there will be smaller celestial body called their moons, which will revolve around the planets. That means the planets revolve around the sun. Planets also rotate on their own axis. Now suppose this is Earth, then there is a moon, a satellite we call it. Moon is a natural satellite of Earth. Anything which will revolve around our planet will be called a satellite. So there will be some spaceships sent which will revolve around our planet. Then they are called the artificial satellite. Like for India, Aryabhat is one of the satellite, which is an artificial satellite rotating. So some planets may have these natural satellites, some may not, some may have one, some may have many. So like that. So these things are these are the important elements. Then we come to comets. Comets are dust, rocks, you know, moving at random but collectively at one place. They are there, you know, you can see there you know, deposits of rock and gas, other things coming and moving in a fixed periodical timings near about the sun. The comet will come near the sun and it will again go out, and it has got fixed time period of its coming and going near and away from the sun. It appears there is something, scientists think some charge theory must be there, because first there is attraction, and when it comes very closer there is repulsion. The comet keeps on coming in and going. When they go away from the sun, they become cold, then they become solid and freeze. But when they come near to the sun, then their parts gets heated up. So they start changing into gas. There's some part of them, some collection which are there in comets, they change into gas, and therefore there will be a very long tail when the comet comes near the sun. Like Halley comets, nearly about 76 years it takes. Every 76 years it's visible. There was one very big comet called Shoemaker-Levy which went and hit Jupiter. So that those are comets. In between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter, there are some planetesimals. That means the scientists say that there are some planets which there must have been a planet between Jupiter and Mars, between Mars and Jupiter, or maybe the formation of a planet was taken place. So it did not take place. So the rock, no, the rocks which make the planets, they are called planetesimals. So around, suppose this is Sun, and this is the Mercury, Venus, then Earth is there, then Mars and Jupiter. In between that there is these small rocks called asteroid which move around a fixed orbit, and they can be as wide as these rocks can be 3.6 kilometers in diameters, and some of them can be like pebbles, and they keep on moving in cluster form around the Sun. So they are called asteroid. Then meteors are, meteors are rocky materials which enter the Earth atmosphere and get burned, all right, because of the Earth's atmosphere and the friction offered by air, they burn. But some of them can come and hit the Earth, so they are called meteoroids. That means meteoroids are those meteors which will, when hit they can come, they do not burn completely and they hit. Otherwise meteors are seen at night, if clear night sky. If some meteor enter the Earth's atmosphere, they are normally very small and they burn. Hopefully they don't hit the Earth very soon, because every day now in social media something comes, a big rock coming, and NASA has confirmed this and that. So that's scary, that suppose some meteor hits our Earth which is large, then the whole population will be in damage. So this is what initial background of the universe. Then we also have something you must have heard about, constellations. So constellation and galaxies are two different things. Galaxies will contain millions and millions of stars, but even our Andromeda will contain millions and millions. But as human beings on clear night sky, we see few stars. So these few stars we see, but to recognize them, like how do you recognize around, say for example, 200 stars at night? So to recognize them, we try to mark something like this, some figure we give. Say for example, if I see a pattern of stars, so these are the stars, so a recognizable pattern is given to these stars. I'll just use another red pen to just tell you. So recognizable pattern is given so that we can identify, like this is Ursa Major or Ursa Minor. There are two. We also in Hindi we call Saptarishi. So these are constellation, means these are a group of stars which are given imaginary line, connected to imaginary line, thinking of any object, any figure, and then that name is given, like this is Ursa Major. We also have Scorpion or the Hunter. So like this there will be, so it looks like a hunter. Now if you can imagine an armor over here. So constellations are group of stars which are given a recognizable pattern so that we are able to recognize them well, and they are seen at night. Among them, in Ursa Major there is the pole star. Pole star is just above the axis of rotation of Earth, and therefore pole star is fixed. See, Earth rotates from west to east, and therefore everything else appears to come from east to west, because we will be seeing just the reverse way things, and that is why we say sun rises in the east and sun sets in the west, and most of the stars also, because the axis of rotation of Earth is from west to east, and that is why everything appears coming out from east and going to the west. So there are a few more things which in next classes one by one we will deal.